Summer's almost over, but at Old Navy the styles are as hot as ever. Get to Old Navy now for 30% off all jeans, 40% off all dresses, and 50% off all tees. That's right, get 30, 40, and 50% off all your favorite styles for the whole family, plus up to 75% off clearance. Hurry in fast. These deals won't last. The sale ends soon at Old Navy and OldNavy.com. Valid in-store 8/22 to 8/28 and online 8/22 to 8/24. Excludes in-store clearance, bubbles, active, licensed, and men's package tees.
Johnny got a toy golf set when he was 3, and from that day on, he was hooked. All he wanted to do was golf, golf, golf. He'd be on the links before school, after school. All he ever wanted was to go pro. And then, one day, when he was holding his grandson and thinking about his 12 handicap, Johnny realized it just might not happen for him. But you know what did happen for him? He switched to Geico and saved a bunch of money on car insurance. So that was good, and so was hanging out with his grandson.
Hi there, this is Jim the Keys bartender coming to you from Key Largo. I'm here with Jenna Kelly and Tyler Kelly. Hi. And right before that, Jenna was telling me she said, the words were, what'd you say? You said, I had a
crab.
Okay, and I took it the wrong way. I said, usually that's an infestation.
Yeah.
It's not the thing, but you meant a land crab.
I meant that I had a crab, and he was
one
big.
with the big fucking...
Yeah, the one with the big freaking claw.
This sounded like the Stabby Crab. I had a Stabby Crab, an episode called Stabby Crab. Yeah, it was a crab with a knife in his hand. Yep.
Yes.
It's a great one.
I sent that meme. I sent that meme of the crab with the knife over to my husband, who wasn't home at the time. So I sent a text message to Papa Joe. Right.
Oh, you have that? You sent that meme to?
I sent the meme to Tyler, and I sent it to Papa Joe. And I was like, Papa, I lost the crab. Tyler was like...
The crab came back here?
Catch him in a bucket. He was right over here. He walked under my chair.
They showed up last week. All of a sudden, it's like there were crabs walking, and you know what? They are local. They're not invasive, so I purposely avoid them. And plus, they have hard as shit crabs shells. I wouldn't be surprised.
They'll puncture a tire.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was
they will puncture a tire.
I'd like to see that on MythBusters. You know that?
So this crab, right?
I didn't say the episode name, but we got to remember that before you. This crab, go.
Yeah, this crab. This crab was big. He was mean, and he was not very pleased with me. And Tyler told me to catch him.
He was aggressive?
Yeah. Tyler told me to catch him with a bucket. Well, he came at me, bro. I thought he was going to have the knife. And
I'm going to tell you a story. Okay, go.
So I'm chasing him around with a half of a kayak paddle and a bucket, trying to keep him closer so I can drop him in the bucket. And he snuck underneath the boat box behind where you're sitting. So a big boat box is like what you'd put on your dock, and that's where you keep your extra anchors, your dock lines, all that stuff. And he hid underneath the boat box. So I text Papa. I was like, I lost him. I lost the freaking crab. He's under the boat box. And Papa's response was, well, I hear if you shave the box, it takes care of the problem.
I like that one. That was a good answer, Papa
Joe. Right?
Oh, I thought he might.
So then, of course, I asked Tyler about Hoagie, because my puppy dog, he's old. He's almost 10. I was like, can I let him outside? Can he, I don't know I can't find this crab. His crab is gone. And he didn't answer me for 45 minutes. So I let the dog out. I was like, go find the crab. I don't know. Turns out it's a good thing he didn't find the crab, because that crab could actually hurt the dog.
Yeah, I don't think that's a natural pairing, crabs and dogs. So I think they'd probably both go like this. They would probably say, well, I'll live to fight another day.
I'll tell you, the crab's a lot faster than the dog would be. So the crab will get a hold of the dog, and it'll pinch on, and it won't let go.
Oh, really?
Won't let go.
Okay.
There's been instances where you have to break the claw off of the crab and then pry the claw off of the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my husband sends me this message 45 minutes later, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, on my way home. And I was like, this is crab. Jenna is dead. Yeah. You're next.
Oh.
That's what I said. This is crab. Jenna is dead. You're next. And he was like, all right, crab, let's fight. LOL. And so then I sent him a picture of a knife.
Oh, it's Stabby Crab.
Well, yeah, he didn't come home to save me from the crab, so I had to rub it in a little bit. But it turned out to be very hilarious.
When I was first getting involved with Abby, before we became a family unit, and Sky was 5, 6 years old, we're at the beach up here, Owners Park, at the place I used to live. Shoreland Drive.
Oh, in the homeowners park, yeah.
Yes. And we're hanging out there, Abby and Sky and I, and a friend of Sky. And she was talking to her friend. And she goes, "Oh, you should have told me. You know I'm a crab catcher." And I'm like, I've never heard anybody say that. They're a crab catcher. And then a couple weeks later, I came by to her house where Abby and Sky were. And Sky had a bucket. And I walked over to a bucket. And she had about 8 land crabs in there. And Abby goes, she just catches them and lets them go. She caught them she used to catch them with her hand, the land crabs, and just let them go. Huh. Yeah, she did. That was I know they're mean.
And they're
Sky used to catch and I go like this. I laughed. I go, "Oh, you are a crab catcher." I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, folks, that was a great story. That's the reason why we opened up with that. But the one I wanted to lead to, I wanted to lead with that because that's a great story, was you dirty bitch. Biatch. B-H. Beach.
Oh,
It's about the Indian
that
Indian
has been a huge thing down here.
Down here, we have a place, a multi-jurisdictional area south of Islamorada in abutting Lower Matacumbe and Islamorada, and it's Indian Phil Key. And there's people that come down, and okay, I'm going to try not to be unsensitive to people, lower income people, but there's a certain segment of people that live in southern Florida that will come down there and treat it like I don't know how you treat anything natural. Like, the Native Americans never treated they used to, they had this idea that nature was the higher power, the great spirit and all that stuff. Well, the people that come down here, they leave shit. They leave their diapers, their styrofoam coolers, tables,
barbecue grills,
and shit like that. Tents, human feces on the beach, and they'll use coral rock to build their homemade grills. They'll do everything else. This past weekend, so for months, this has been fomenting about some of the ways people are starting to come down here, and they've been doing this for years.
Yep.
They did it on the stretch.
Yeah.
They did it on Cardstown Road.
Yep.
They would just come down here and they'd get their access. And public beaches were a thing where I'm from. It was free. But the municipality paid for enforcement, and you couldn't go there and just leave shit on the beach, and then they go and clean up. Like Wildwood, New Jersey.
Yep.
You go in there and do it. But people come down there and leave shit all over the place, and they don't police the thing. They don't take their trash. Don't try and take their trash with them, because you know what? Where you come from has trash pickup. You take that trash in a bag, put it in. If they had taken care of this problem, nipped it in a bud. So this is what happens. We have this inundation of people. There's a boat ramp in this place called Indian Key. Indian Phil. I don't go down there regularly. Obviously, I don't have that. I have a problem remembering the name of it in the order of it. But this past weekend, it came to a head where the locals decided to start trying to create.
They held a actually very, very peaceful protest. They held up signs. That area of the road,
well, it's multi-jurisdictional because you have county, state, and federal.
State owned,
yes, and
but
no,
the state
FDOT
county
owns it.
County $50,000 a year.
Yeah, but it costs them close to $40,000.
No, $250,000 a year.
Okay, I was going to say $40,000 to clean up. I thought it was like $350 to clean up.
$250,000 a year is what Islamorada pays to maintain it.
Okay, to maintain it. So they're losing money on the thing.
There's no homes in this portion of the road. So mind you, people if you think about how we are.
So the county pays for the cleanup, where people from out of county come in. We assume they're out of county.
Yep, and this is why we cannot fence it. We can't block it. We can't do any of that because it's state owned.
It's FDOT owned.
So I think they should turn it over to the county.
So
turn it over to the county. Or someone said a really interesting idea is I hope some endangered bird nests there. Or turtles start to bury their
Just
eggs there.
find one of our native tree slugs and put it in one of the trees there.
And just say, hey, listen,
and
there we go. This is endangered. But the I'm torn, and this will anger some of my more. I don't want to pick on those people, but they got to learn how to behave. If you have the ability to travel down here, you have the ability to bag your trash and take it with you. Take it with you.
Yeah.
If you did that, it wouldn't have came to a head.
No.
And now it's coming to a head. It's bad behavior of people. And South Florida, we mentioned, is densely populated in the livable areas where it's not swamp. It's densely populated. So a small percentage of people can cause a huge problem.
like I was
They
saying,
get a small percentage. Less than 1%. Less than 1% do it. And I'm just saying, that still means there needs to be a solution. I still need to be a solution. And now there's expectations of a more draconian response. Draconian response. I said it. That in order to protect the environment, you need to set firm rules. People are not responsible for that. They're not going to be responsible enough to be able to handle it. You can't just shit on an open beach. No.
Now, mind you, remember that there's very few beaches in the Keys. Right? There's very few because we are protected by the reef. So therefore,
sand does not
surf creates beaches. We don't have a whole lot of beaches.
Yep.
So in this particular area is a place called Ann's Beach, which was virtually wiped out by Irma.
Yes.
Now, you can still, and the roadway is called Indian Key Fill. And the reason it's called fill is because it's not natural cap rock. It is filled. We filled it with rock. We filled it. We backfilled it, and we built a road across it to lessen the amount of bridges that we had to make.
It was filled during the WPA, the Works Projects Administration of the New Deal, when they were converting the railroad into a highway.
Yep. Yes, so it was filled then. Now, it's filled so narrowly that it only fits basically our two-lane road there.
Yes.
And then you have some spots of fill on each side, and
where you
that's,
can park,
and that's where they park, and that's where they camp. No one lives there. It's not big enough to house an actual property. So that area of the road is actually owned, and each side on it, and its easement is owned by FDOT. And that's why people are so mad, because it's the Department of Transportation that owns that road. Therefore, who is going to police it? Who's going to keep these people out? We can't put a fence up like we could with Card Sound. We can't put a fence up like we did with the Stretch Beach.
Yeah.
The Stretch Beach putting the fence up.
Well, they're still doing supposedly they're still fishing over the fence, and they're still they're coming down. They're putting their boats in, and they're coming down,
right,
and now, setting up on the other side.
Here's the thing
with their boats.
Also locals too, because we go there and we hang out at Stretch Beach every now and then.
But you keep your shitting indoors.
Well, but that we live here, we'd rather protect.
You don't shit on a beach.
No.
Now, did you see the picture that they posted yesterday of a guy?
The DJ.
They caught red-handed, just fucking squatting and fucking taking a shit.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I did not see
the
that
video of it.
It's
There was a local boater driving by, and this guy in a red T-shirt is on the side of the bridge where some of the big rocks drop down, so where he was able to squat down and take a shit.
And so he was squatting down behind rocks taking a shit.
Well, you're not going to see that in any of the commercials for the Florida Keys and Key West. You know, they show the beautiful people on the paddle boards, and this is where we don't get our TDC funding.
We did make headline news in Miami, though.
Oh, yeah. Guy taking a shit on the side.
He was on there,
well, yesterday there was a guy arrested, too, or 2 days ago, for setting up a tent next to the boat ramp
with a DJ. Yep.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I am very proud of Monroe County for is they actually took one of our choppers and landed on Indian Key Fill to help support the locals
that were doing their peaceful protests.
Yeah.
And all they did was hold up signs that were like, pick up your own mess. Like, you know, there was an old lady and she was like, Granny says, you know, if you make a mess, clean it up. Like,
what happened? What the people, were they...
These people volunteer their time.
No, the other people, the people that came down.
They were just leaving trash out. Oh, you mean when they saw that? I don't know.
I don't know
what they do. What was their response? They didn't
really say what their reaction was to the protesters, but these are a lot of the same people that live right around that area that volunteer their time almost every weekend to clean up these messes that are left behind by these people.
Yeah.
And
wait a second. I'm in the Rotary, Friday morning. Sky and I are doing Friday morning.
Are you doing the local pickup right here?
Beach cleanup?
No, we're not doing beach cleanup. We're cleaning up behind the Circle K at 102.
Yeah.
Because and you know what? I do talk. It's sad as the homeless situation is. People make their way. They make their way down. Okay, these aren't people that are homeless down here. They make their way down the 20-mile stretch with their shopping carts down here on purpose to a community that has limited resources. The people that pay and work have limited resources to do it. And they come from big metropolitan areas that are better able to handle it with more resources, and they come down here. And I'm not trying to do it. I'm not one of those people that are being, where are they supposed to go? Well, Jesus, they're doing a baton death march down the stretch. Down the stretch. I've seen them and go like this. I mean, there's a reason for it. I had a guy come into the Encore. Look at there, I'm all screwed up. The Catch. Could you grab me one?
That's a couple 100 yards south of you.
Couple 100 miles, you meant to say. Couple 100 miles. Yeah, see?
But, and here's...
I know he came in, he had flip-flops and no shirt. Another no shirt guy. The no shirt guy I told you about the week before with the beer. This guy came in no shirt, and he goes, where's the Key West Naval Air Station? I'm looking at a guy and go like this. Are you looking for a VA? And listen, I was in the service. Mm-hmm. Looking for a VA facility? You went through one of the best VA facility areas, South Florida, in the country. In the country. Yep. Miami and Homestead and all that stuff. Yep. And you're going down to the naval station. I said, you're trying to milk tears from me that you need help to go down there and you can't see. You made it down. We're at mile marker 100. You came 27 miles with flip-flops and no shirt. And I told the guy, you're going to need to put a shirt on. So I understand. But you're not blind. You did not walk down here. Because if you cannot see, you would have eventually gotten run over on the stretch if you walked. And I looked at his flip-flops. And his flip-flops don't last for 27 miles. They were flip-flops, not sandals. I said, you got to ride down here.
So you know where you're at.
I know exactly where I didn't know exactly. I see it down at Key West. I told you, the only homeless people I've ever seen in the world go into a bar and buy each other a round of drinks. Because we have tourists that look at them. They're in a place where they don't have to worry about, other than, when a storm comes in, homelessness is a horrible, horrible problem in the United States. It is a horrible. It's a unique problem down in the Keys, though. Yeah. It's a unique problem down in the Keys because they survive very well down here because the weather doesn't ever get 110 degrees down here. It gets hot.
Yeah, but it also never gets 32 either.
Yeah, you never die from exposure.
No.
You can never die from exposure here. And whenever there's a hurricane, we take them in.
Shelter.
So it's like that. And listen, I'm for. I hate those centers they have for the immigrants. I don't like them. I don't like them doing that to the kids and all that stuff. But the shit down. Once I saw a homeless guy buy another homeless guy drinks when there was a liquor store across the street. Not that they can't drink in a bar, meaning they had excess income to buy another person a drink.
Well, of course, because it's always, it's much less expensive if you go to a liquor store and buy a case of beer than to go to a bar and buy one beer at a time.
He could have bought himself a bottle, and they would have been set all day. And they were buying drinks. So I knew there was a lot more money coming in for them on that. And normally that's a fallacy. There's plenty of people that have a hard time. There's a poor lady that has a problem making medication. I seen her out. The lady that stands there public. She always has to sign up for that stuff.
Yep.
She doesn't drink.
No.
She came in and catch one time. She was drinking a soda. Some guy took her in and stuff like that. There are real people that are in need. There are real people in need. There are families in need and stuff like that.
And the other sad thing is, like you're saying, all right, if you got a ride or you walked down that 18-mile stretch, right there in Homestead, they have Homestead Hostel. And that is one of the best hostels that I have ever seen or been to. We did
but we're very kind down here.
No, we are.
We are very kind down here.
But you spend $20 and you get a week at a hostel.
And there's some people that are very inventive. There's inventive homeless people down here. The guy in the tall guy.
Well,
professor.
That's Bagman.
That guy scavenge everything. He does not beg.
No,
he does not beg
either.
And he's always wears clean white clothing. You never see him in soiled clothing.
No.
And stuff like that. And he walks up and down and stuff like that. People are very inventive. And then there's the other ones that, you know what? And there are the substance abuse. Different issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Substance abuse, crackhead. I know. You may have a problem with it, but it is a different problem. But these other people make a choice. I think there's a select group that are milking the system down in the Keys. Yep. They're not that, and they do it everywhere. They do it everywhere. It's a small group of people that really know how to work the system. Oh, look at it. We were right at that.
Yeah.
We're ready to take
Is it time for a pee break?
I got to pee. Okay, we got to take a break. Okay, we're going to do a commercial break.
You were just supposed to say I got to pee and hit pause.
Well, I'm going to pee right now. I'm probably going to pee myself right now. Okay, hold on, folks. We'll be back. Okay, we're back. We're back. We were talking about the Indianfield Key before. We're going to get back to that, about solutions. I want to talk to you about my idea about the McLaughlin group.
Okay.
But I want to say hello to some new listeners. It's Veronica and Rachel that came down this weekend to the Catch, and they hung out. There was a big convention at Baker's Cay, I think it was, or Marriott, for doctors.
Veronica and Rachel.
Yeah, Veronica and Rachel. Veronica is a pharmaceutical. Yeah, I'm drinking that goddamn hop gun.
It's your weird green stuff.
I know. It's not green. It's not like I'm using, what's that stuff called? The green stuff? What's the green stuff that with the drugs in it? Come on.
Green stuff with drugs in it?
Yeah, the liquor. You know what I'm talking about. Jesus. Absinthe.
You
said green stuff.
Oh my
God.
Great. So I thought you were a bartender from the Dominican all of a sudden.
And here comes our lovely weekenders.
Oh, they're fucking back. This is great.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
This is so early.
Wait, what's today?
It's only
Tuesday.
Yeah. Why are they here?
Oh, they're here? Okay. So what happens is they come in. Veronica's a pharmaceutical sales rep, and Rachel's a friend. They're both their birthdays. They come in on Friday. They hang out with us on Saturday. Have a great time. We talk to them. I don't know exactly what Rachel's doing. Oh, it looks like the high school kids are here.
Yeah.
Okay. They're here.
Beer
what are you going to be
about
drinking?
To commence. That's what they do.
Yep. They got their hats and their little backpacks. Tiny little guys. Do I have to swim over there and kick their ass?
You might have to. Just have to
come over like fucking Aquaman.
Weave through this.
You're pulling on their ass. Okay. Yeah. Oh. And there he goes. So they hung out with us and they started listening. I told them about the podcast, and they had such a good time. They came down here. I think.
Where were they?
One came down for work, and the other one, they were both down here. They enjoyed their birthdays when they're. Well, maybe they weren't. She wasn't working.
No, where were they from?
Up in Fort Lauderdale area. And
okay.
And they'll probably be down in mid-July. Maybe we'll have them. If they come down,
guest hosts we'll have them. Day.
Well, just come over and sit in, and we'll do it. And they're not outrageous, but actually, one of them later tonight on Saturday when they go out, Holly gave a black eye to Lala, one of our coworkers. When I say she gave a black eye, she didn't.
She didn't hit her.
She didn't hit her, except they were put their heads together, much like the Women's World Cup, where when people going up for a ball and stuff like that. And there were shit like that happens all the time. Lala turns around and Holly turns around, and Holly's considerably smaller than Lala.
Yes.
And she gave her a shiner with her head. And Holly was trying to show me the mark on her head, which I didn't see. But Lala's, she wore an eye patch.
Oh.
She wore an eye patch,
You
yeah.
saw her the other night.
We did. She just gave me a hug.
Oh, no, it just went down. You saw her the other night, but you didn't see her. If you saw her 5 days before, it was great. It was great. Just like that. All the fucking pirate jokes that went around there. Arr, give me your order.
My
Why
mom
you
sent
doing
me
it?
a pirate joke the other day.
Yep.
You want to hear it?
Let's hear it.
What is a pirate's favorite letter?
R.
No. C. Their first love is the sea.
Okay. But isn't that from the song Mandy?
Who knows? It's just
Wait.
It's a crazy old lady
What a
joke.
fine girl you would be. A Gordon Lightfoot song. But my life and love of my lady is the sea. Do. You know what I mean?
well, no, well-
Brandy. That song, Brandy.
I would like you to sing the
Brandy,
whole thing.
you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be.
No idea.
But I'm not a really great singer. But,
So no
but look,
karaoke,
my life, my love, and my lady is the sea.
Yeah, well, stay tuned.
So
for
they
the
weren't
next
pirates.
episode
They
of
weren't
Jim's
pirates.
Karaoke.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying when you said sea, it's the guys that were merchant marines that used to come into this port town and they go, they give her necklaces and perfumes and all that stuff. She was a waitress or cocktail waitress. And all the merchant guys said they.
See how
You
he
know
took
what?
like
I never met.
He took the
I
grandma
mean,
joke and just went
a merchant guy that wouldn't leave the ocean for a really good woman. So if Brandy was that great, one of those guys would have stayed with her. She wouldn't have been alone.
there. Who knows?
No, they said she was always alone because all the guys that came in to
that's a
port,
perfect
they
story.
couldn't be with her.
Yeah,
They couldn't be
actually,
with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of them would have said, what a good wife you would be. But, all of them decided to stay out to sea? No. You weren't that good.
I guess not.
Maybe your peg leg wasn't sharp enough.
Maybe.
Who knows?
She didn't know how
Maybe
to
you
do-
had too many gaps in your teeth.
Listen, the love of the sea is a very powerful love.
I know, but come on. 1 out of 5 guys
I'm
would go.
sorry, I had to shoot down Jenna on saying, hey, we might go to Georgia. I'm like, I ain't living on no lake. There's nothing for me to do on a lake.
But Brandy was working in the port, buddy. Brandy
Just saying.
Brandy was working in the port. He could have worked in there. He could have been a daytime fisherman and all that stuff, or a guide. Right? So there had to be some character flaw there.
Now I have to
like
go
the
listen to this Gordon Lightfoot song.
like the $10 blowjob woman from last week.
Oh.
Remember?
Yeah.
I didn't check the
advertised it
thing,
on
but I think,
Facebook.
you know what?
Craigslist.
$10?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he probably, in Botswana, which is a third world country, $10 is probably the same thing. Holy shit. We got San Francisco prices here.
We do, and I totally took you away from it with Grandma's
Yeah, you got it?
pirate joke. Arr.
No, that was a great joke. That was a great joke. It just introduced a great bit. I would never.
Just wait till she hears this, and
Okay.
she's going to be like, you shitheads.
We're shitheads. Hey, Gloria.
Gloria.
Live with it, goddammit.
FG, we love you, FG.
Yeah, we do love you, but I mean, you just fucking live with it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna. There was a show back in the. God, it was until the 2000s, I think. It was guy McLaughlin
Okay. Yeah.
on
you were
PBS.
talking about the PBS.
Oh my
That's
God, this
like
guy
something my mom
appeared
listens to.
like kind of like a smart garrulous, I guess you would call it, very talkative, drunken Irish man, much like myself, with a better grasp at verbiage. But he would have he would go over the news of the week. And I'm not going to do the news of the week. I'm
Is
going
this
to do
like GNews?
issues of the week.
Like it's,
No, it's like this. He'd have a panel, and it was all very fucking intelligent people that are well read, and you're well read, and you know about the local issues and stuff like that. And he used to go and hit the issues, and he would go, "Okay, issue number 1," like that. He goes, will the Soviet Union bargain with us straightly in the SALT II agreements? And they'll talk, one person, second person, and then McLaughlin would come and go, wrong. He'd come and make a judgment at the thing. And everyone accepted it. He's just wrong. He'd come up with it. He'd be the final word. And actually, he'd just say it. But you can actually decide whether anybody else's analysis was correct. So, Indian Phil Key. And here in Key Largo, we started talking about this.
Indian Key Phil.
Indian Key
What
Phil.
the fuck ever and stuff like that. But McLaughlin, they didn't drink. They drank coffee in the morning. So now
So we'll just call it Largo Key now.
What is it called? Indian Phil Key?
Key Phil.
Indian Key Phil. Indian Key Phil.
Because it's
why
the
not
Phil
Indian Phil
just
Key? Because it's a key.
It doesn't ring.
If you know, no, it's not a key, actually. It's not a key at all. Indian Key is right off of it, which is super shallow.
Wrong.
And in low
It's called
tide-
Indian Phil Key now. Okay, no. How
And
the
low tide
solutions,
you can walk
the
to.
solution to problem to the, let's say the rapine disparagement of the keys. What is the solution? Jenna, you.
toll.
Fuck you.
Charge them to come in
That is great.
because they won't pay it to come here. And
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Anything else? That's it?
well, I did hear one that I wanted to say wrong.
No. You say your solution.
I would like how some of our lower keys do their boat ramps, where your boat ramp is concreted up, so you have just a little boat ramp, and then only 5 or 6, 8 parking spots. And then that's it. And the patrols down there, they go into them, they circle around, and they come back. But if you don't have parking spots, you don't have barricades, you don't have certain things like that, they just overrun it. They take it over. They don't care. There's no enforcement, which we don't have any because we're not paid to enforce it.
And no parking signs don't work.
No, they don't. Or pick up your own trash signs don't work.
Toll.
Okay.
$25 a day to come down, plus $5 per person in that vehicle.
Plus, it keeps the thieves out because they don't
Well,
pay money.
Jenna,
to go
you just
steal.
stole my answer because thank you. So I'm gonna have to
Wrong.
go. I'm gonna have to create one.
Okay.
Okay. Wrong.
I did it first.
Genetically modified manatee that eat people. That
Sea
fucking
bass
litter.
with laser beams on their head.
No, not sea bass. Sharks. Sea bass. Ill-tempered sea bass.
They were ill-tempered.
Sea bass. Mine would be wrong.
That's why Dr.
Okay.
Evil had sharks.
Okay. Even are they?
They're sea
Are
bass,
they
but they're
ill-tempered?
Are they ill-tempered?
Okay. How about issue age appropriate dating standards? What would you use?
Maturity.
No. I mean, you got to have an equation. Come up with an equation. You don't have a mathematical equation.
I would. Well,
I came up with mine. I did not came up
the
with mine.
mathematical equation.
I worked at. Well, I started with the age 18, and I came up with an equation.
But are you talking male to female or male to like?
Either one.
No,
it's a statutory
no,
rape
it's
either way.
completely different.
Statutory rape either way. 18.
Oh well. So you're going all the way down there to statutory rape.
Yeah.
It would be an algebraic equation.
Okay.
Okay, so the algebraic equation would be, the age of the older person, and you use that A on one side equals A. Well, no, I don't know if it equals because you can't make equals. It couldn't be equal.
Divide.
Equivalency. Be equivalency, I guess, or something like that. Equivalency, or the equation would be A, the age of the older person, 1/2 times A plus 9. Argument against.
Okay.
Think about it. 18.
So A is 1.
Well, A is 18.
No, A is 18.
Okay.
Minus 9 because that's
No, not minus 9. You
divided. Well, you said
divided by 2. 9
divided by
plus
2,
9.
which is 9
9.
plus 9
Is 18.
18.
is 18.
And it works all the way up through there.
But
Because once you get to
50
18,
divided by 25.
34.
Divided by half is 25 plus 9.
34. It's perfect. It works great. I mean, it works from every age. 15. Actually, you get a little older,
It does
but you're
not.
still under 18. You're still under 18.
It does not.
What? It never goes
It does
above.
not work.
It does work.
It does not work
How does it not work?
because I'm 43.
21 plus 9 is 30.
21 and a half plus 9 is 30 and a half.
So?
My husband is 28.
You're not dating. You're married.
Oh,
So
so
now
if
it
there's a
changes
marriage
everything.
clause in there.
Oh, marriage!
then
Oh
it
my
takes
God! You got
away-
Mormons and shit like that. It doesn't matter.
So what's the
if you're
proper-
willing?
No,
if you're willing to marry someone, that goes out the window. Yeah,
I
that
will-
goes out the window. Hugh Hefner would never have been able to marry any of those Playboy
So
models.
when we met, I was 37, right?
Yeah.
37 divided by 2 plus 9.
13, I was
That would have meant that
23.
you would have had to be 27 and a half, but not even close.
I was 23,
You
24.
were 23.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think
No,
it's
but the
slightly
partial
askew.
thing is for the lower range. That equation works for the lower range, and it's an absolute.
Okay,
So
see,
we'll
then-
take 20.
They take 20. It works
So
to
it's
20.
19.
20 and 19. It works great. You cannot go to jail. What I meant, that rule of thumb works for people did not get charged. So whether it's legal, once you're over 18, once a girl's over 18, you could date someone 80 if you want. If you need to get, hey, if you like emptying colostomy bags, go ahead. You know, and stuff like that. But 18 and stuff, it's a lower end. It's a lower end.
Jenna's
So-
face on that one.
Not Jenna. I'm not talking about Jenna.
No, I'm saying her face on that one.
I'm talking about 18-year-old guys and girls, right?
Yeah.
Think about it.
But so if you're
It's only
16
for the statutory rape thing. Once someone's over 18, but it definitely works for everyone. And that equation always, people always used to use different equations, but my equation works the best because once you're under 17, I mean, you do. It is age appropriate.
Okay, so when I was with my first husband, and he was 21, and then you divide that by 2, and that's 10 and a half, and then you add that to 9 more, that's 19 and a half.
Yeah.
So 19 and a half to 21 is appropriate. But I was 17.
Anytime they get over 19,
But I was 17.
that doesn't work for you.
No.
That doesn't work for you. That was incorrect. He did not use the equation.
But he asked my mom.
That's not. No, that doesn't work.
So if
I don't care if you ask your mom.
he was 21 and I
There's
was
no
17,
arranged
he-
marriages. I don't believe in any shit with
But
arranged marriages.
I married him,
I know, but you should not. have.
and I had 3 babies with him.
That was the good part. That was the good part.
3 very wonderful babies.
That's
with him.
what I said.
So
That's
think
the good
that
part.
I think that your math is just
My math is
a little bit
correct.
off.
My math is
21
correct.
to 17, I don't know
17,
about that.
17 does not work. 17 and a half doesn't
I'm
work.
going to say this, that if a guy is like 25 plus,
And what did I say? What did I write down here? I wrote dating. Dating, age appropriate dating.
right now,
I didn't say marriage.
at 25, and you're hanging out with 16, 17-year-olds, yeah, your maturity level should be a
Well,
little
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the McLaughlin rule
it would-
on this one and just
Wrong!
wrong.
Hoagie is barking at
A
me.
is equivalent to a half plus 9.
But it's so
and that's
funny
what it's
because
worth.
now that if you
and
look
that's the way
at
it is.
He was born in 72, and I was born in 76. It's
And
only
it works
4
on the
years.
it works on anything. You cannot once it's the lower end that's the
Okay,
requirement.
Jim. When you
Issue.
were 18 years old, what was the youngest girl you slept with?
I wasn't sleeping with anybody when I was 18 years old.
Okay, so when you hit college and you realized you were hot, you started sleeping with girls at 19.
Same age.
19.
Same age.
19.
Same age.
You've never.
When I was in my I had gotten close to the danger zone when I was in my 20s.
Yeah, see, because
Because
Jim
they-
is brutally honest, so I will get it on that.
We got close to it because someone said they were a sophomore or junior, and I thought they were a junior in college. And and things like that. But I'm not gonna go any further than that.
Right.
I got very close, but my rule still holds firm.
Your rule is wrong.
Why I go with rule
Twice.
that? Oh, really? Twice?
Twice.
Well, no, for the lower end, it works.
When I was married to my first husband, wrong.
No,
and mind you, he
do you know when you have to get in the military during wars?
More mature
during the wars, when you have draft, you had to get permission from the parents. When you have to get permission, there's a reason for that because people aren't they call
consensual.
No. I'm thinking about the Latin term. Non compos mentis. I'm sure. You know what? Forgive me, folks. We're in the second half of 2 shows. I think it's non compos mentis.
And
you're not of a complete mature mind to be able to make decisions. And it's kind of sad that 18 is the cutting line to send a guy into war or girl now. I mean, I don't know.
It's still
the law in the United States. They have to be 18 years old and register for selective service. If you don't register for selective service, you can lose a lot of benefits.
So what happens when you have a, let's say, 15-year-old and 17-year-old?
They're both under the age of consent.
So what happens when the 18-year-old turns 18 and the parents of the girl don't like him, and all of a sudden he got arrested for statutory rape? That's fucked up.
You know what? Whoa.
Right?
If they allowed it,
if they allowed it to happen before,
right?
You cannot age. I don't know if you can age into that.
As soon as this guy turned 18.
I don't know.
Parents had him
I don't know that if that's exactly, but that's the law.
But that's not.
That's the law. I'm not saying it's correct. But I'll just say something. There's a big difference between an 18-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Female to male.
18
is a very,
to 15.
very big difference.
Very big difference.
Because women mature faster than men. Especially
you're talking from a mother. I'm talking as a father. I'm talking to father.
Because you have a daughter. I have sons.
Oh, is this what fucking happens?
Yeah, this is what happens. I know. They're not.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying.
Anyway, so what about this scenario? What about these girls from like teen pregnancy, like this reality show where these girls are like 14, 15 years old and they're popping out kids from their 17-year-old.
Are you saying like a 200-pound guy and a 110-pound girl have the same? Oh, come on. Hold on a second. Some of it's statutory rape, some is forcible rape. They do not make the same decisions that they do. That's the reason why they make the rules that way.
It has nothing to do with weight.
It's strength. It's strength. It's a size.
Right. Okay, so let's say that your daughter gets pregnant at 15.
Oh, fuck. You know what?
Okay.
If a fucking 18-year-old comes up and gets her pregnant,
this is not what I said.
I will hang the guy from the nearest tree.
If she gets pregnant at 15 by her 17-year-old boyfriend,
First of all, if a 17-year-old is dating a 15-year-old.
When he turns 18, are you going to have him arrested, even though that's her baby daddy?
Listen.
Because this is the situation that people come across.
I'm just saying.
So not every situation is normal.
There's rules. There's a reason why the world's so fucked up. When women get pregnant when they're young, they stop their education. They don't go ahead. A lot of people, though, don't use your example. Don't use your example.
No, I'm not.
Don't use your example because you come
either. Right.
I know, but if they do that, if someone did that and stopped my daughter's development, I swear to God, I would come down like the hammer of God on that kid and his family.
If, like I said, what if they were both 15?
And if she's doing, obviously, if she's acting out like that, stuff like that, you have to weigh the behavior of that stuff. But you know what? You're giving the weight to that the girl is always going to be aggressive to the guy. Remember when you said the thing about when your sons came down here that all the girls were coming? Not all the girls are like that. Not all the girls are like that.
No, maybe they're not.
I know, and that's how you read into it.
But I'm not
like
a
if
mother
girl's
of
reading
daughters.
clothes, if they're wearing clothes, they're not inviting. They're not inviting.
I'm a mother
their
of
reputation.
sons. I don't have any daughters.
Yeah.
But
If I wear tight pants, it doesn't mean I want to get someone to poke me up the ass.
when Mikey was going out with his girlfriend, we moved here at 16. Mikey was 16 years old. His girlfriend was 15 years old. So when Mikey
I'm
turned,
not going to use the McLaughlin
right,
group.
but if Mikey turned 18 and she was still 16, because it's like a year.
Well,
and
you got to be
difference.
careful with that. You can't
Right.
do
and
it.
Mikey was like terrified. He was like, I can't date her anymore.
No, you can't.
No, but even though he had been dating her
It is
for
statutory rape.
2 years, he had already
I know, but it
and
is
he'd already been
statutory-
humping her for 2 years.
I know.
And he had to stay away from her.
Oh, well, first of all,
But of course,
I
her
disagree.
parents were very lax.
I disagree.
Anyway, but
Well, I didn't. You know what? Maybe I was a little late comer,
there's-
something, a
if
late
there's a-
bloomer. I think you should wait. I think you should wait.
if there is a
I
pre-existing
think you should wait.
relationship between these two kids,
I think you should wait.
then
I think you should wait. I don't agree with that.
If Carly, I'm sorry. Oh shoot, I shouldn't say. If she would have got mad, at Mikey for any reason whatsoever, and said something to her mother, then my son could have gone to jail.
Then okay.
Even
okay.
though-
you want to get extreme example, I'll give you an extreme example. You give an
This
extreme
is not
example.
extreme.
There's someone.
This
someone.
is not extreme
there's
at all.
someone.
This is
I'll give
very
you.
common.
No, I'll give you one. That's an extreme example. That she gets mad and she goes and
That is
accuses the guy
not.
rape. That happens all the time.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
That's you cut me off.
I'm not.
I didn't say anything about rape. All I had to do, if she got mad at him because he didn't text her back fast enough, and she went to her mother, and her mother called the police on Mikey, then that is what we would have ended up having to deal with.
Okay, you're
that's
talking to a
completely
guy.
inappropriate.
You're
Girls
talking to,
are vindictive. When it
okay,
comes to
well,
that
let me
stuff.
talk. Let me tell you about my ex-wife's best friend who was engaged to her brother, who she broke off the engagement, and he showed up at her workplace,
Right.
and killed her, and then killed himself. There's an extreme circumstance.
That's
but if you're going to use that,
Mikey's not extreme.
that is extreme. I know, but it's one of these things. Use an example. Use an extreme example is not the thing. The reason why people set limits is because it's called non-compos mentis. You do not have the mental capacity to be able to handle that. That's the reason why they do and say 18. That's like voting. That's like going into service and all that stuff.
Right.
That's why they say that. That's the reason. And when the other person is under, when you go and say women mature, no, not necessarily true. There's plenty of guys that are mature, and there's plenty of girls that are not mature. No, and that's kind of like anti.
It is not at
I think so.
all.
I don't think that's. I disagree.
It's proven. Women's minds.
No, it's not proven. It's not proven.
Absolutely, it's known.
It's a matter of.
It's commonly known.
Oh, you're right about the beer pong, though.
Yeah, but females typically mature faster than
typically.
males.
I've never seen that.
But here's the thing: like I said, as a mother of sons, if you are having consensual coitus with a girl for, like, say, a year and a half, and then you turned 18, and on your 18th birthday you get arrested because her mother doesn't like you anymore. That's inappropriate. That's absolutely.
Well, wait a second. Why? Who says who initiated it and how they initiated it?
The parents do. The kids.
No.
do.
Who says who initiated the sex and all that stuff?
Oh, because she's been with him for a year and a half.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying
to?
automatically.
And then she just
it's
didn't
always
want to?
the girl. It's always the girl that did it.
No.
Is it 50%? Is it 50-50?
She just didn't want to, but she stayed with him.
No, but it's
for
a
year and a half.
50-50. It's a 50-50.
No, it's
a
not
50-50.
No.
It's a 50-50.
because-
Sometimes a girl is and some of the guys isn't.
Because he just turned 18, so now all of a sudden.
No, what I
he has
meant
no
is
rights.
who initiated it. It's a 50-50.
So from a year and a half prior, if he was the first one that was like, "Hey, do you want to hump?" and she was like, "Yeah, I want to hump," and then a year and a half later, she says, "Oh, I don't want to hump you anymore, so you're going to jail." Like that.
I'm not saying. I'm not. Wait. I'm not saying that. But to automatically say, you have a pre-conclusion that the girls are automatically. You said already. You did. That women are more mature before.
Women,
and that's not. I disagree.
Typically mature faster than men.
Agree.
Think about the history of time. Look at it. What's the age difference? Most spouses.
Oh, you don't think guys decided?
Most
You don't
men.
think guys decided they wanted younger women?
It's not usually that extreme. It's usually 2 to 4 years.
Have you ever seen the Mormons, the Warren Jeffords?
That's different. They have multiple
They
wives.
always go. They always go for 20 years, 30 years younger.
That's because they can create more children. And
They always did that. And you ever think of it? They always used to call them when they got to 18, 19 years old, they were old maids.
Yeah,
and they didn't let them go. They didn't let them go on to college or anything like that.
Religious-based thing, though. But I mean, come on, look at come on.
Let's agree to disagree.
Let's agree to disagree.
Let's agree to disagree.
Although,
what?
I will not ever, from the 16 to 18-year-old thing, I will never agree with it.
I will never disagree.
I will tell you this: I'm a girl. I'm a
guy.
And I tell you what,
I'm a guy.
When I go to
I know
when
better.
I went to school,
I know better.
When I went to school, and I was advanced, but if I would have been a normal 15-year-old, normal 16-year-old, the 15, 16-year-old guys that you would want to hang out with still play video games and act like fucking idiots all the time, and they're stupid. I would have rather hung out with the guys that had jobs and that were a little bit more mature and a few more years older than me.
I disagree. Okay.
Because
I disagree.
They were more
I disagree. I disagree. I disagree.
They were more
I
responsible.
disagree, but I let you say it.
They were more responsible.
I disagree once again.
God.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. And I will not cap it with anything.
Pee break.
Yeah. It is a pee break. It is 49 minutes. We're at 50. I'd like to thank everyone for listening. That was really interesting. That's it.
Wrong.
No, I didn't say that.
No,
I could have said that.
That was
I could have
supposed
said
to be my ending note.
No, okay, you're wrong.
And now, a thought from Geico Motorcycle.
It took 15 minutes to take a spirit animal quiz online.
Please be the cheetah. Please be the cheetah.
And learn your animal isn't the cheetah, but the far less appealing blobfish.
Oh, come on.
To add insult to injury, you could have used those 15 blobfish minutes to switch your motorcycle insurance to Geico.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on motorcycle insurance. And now, a thought from Geico Motorcycle.
It took 15 minutes to take a spirit animal quiz online.
Please be the cheetah. Please be the cheetah.
And learn your animal isn't the cheetah, but the far less appealing blobfish.